Hello guys, welcome back to R Square. Today our topic is going to be about heredity and variation. First let us see what heredity is. It is the passing on of physical or mental characteristics genetically from one generation to another. Or it can also be said as the genetic heritage passed down by our biological parents. For example, a child inheriting blue colored eyes from parents, developing cancer because their parent or ancestors had cancer, and shape of nose.
The first point says that heredity plays an important role in the formation of new species. First of all, we need to understand a simple thing, which is during sexual reproduction, DNA copying is not 100% accurate, and the mistakes which occur in DNA copying leads to mutations or and also leads to the development of a complete new characteristic. When these DNA errors are done in a large extent, they tend to form new species. The second point says that the science which primarily deals with the precise understanding of biological properties which are inherited from parent to offspring is called genes. First, let us break the sentence and understand what it says. The science which primarily deals with precise understanding. The first line in simple terms is the science which deals with the accurate understanding of biological properties. Biological properties means, for example, in a human being the biological property is the color of the hair, eye, and etc., which are inherited from the parent to offspring, is called genetics. The term genetics was coined by Mr. W. Bateson in the year 1905. Mr. Gregor Johann Mendel is known as the father of genetics.
Now let us see about subdivisions under genetics. There are two subdivisions under genetics: heredity and variation. We have already seen about heredity. Now let us see about variation. Variation is the difference in DNA in an individual. There are multiple sources of variation. Variation can also be called as genetic variation. And the sources for genetic variation include mutation and genetic recombination. Now let us see about the two subdivisions under variation. One is the gametic variation and second is the somatic variation. Gametic variation is also known as inherited variation. Let us say, for example, that your paternal grandparents have blue eyes and your maternal grandparents also have blue eyes. So as a result, your parent, that is your father, will have blue eyes and your mother also will have blue eyes. And so you and your sibling will also have blue eyes. Gametic variation takes place in gametes. That means it takes place in sexual reproduction during fusion of gametes. This variation is inherited as well as transmitted. That is, it is inherited and transmitted from your ancestors or your grandparents and parents to the next generation. For example, height, color of skin, and color of eye. Now let us see about somatic variation. It is also known as acquired variation. It is neither inherited nor transmitted. That is, you do not get it from anybody. For example, let us say that you have tattoos on your body. It is done on your own will and wish. That is, you do not have tattoos during your birth. In short terms, somatic variation is the variation that takes place in one's body after birth, and it takes place due to the person's will and wish and has no work of gametes or genes involved in it. So somatic variation takes place in body cells. Example, boring of pinna or changing the shape of nose after plastic surgery. And most importantly, these changes will not be passed on to the next generation. What were the rules based on which the traits were expressed in each and every generation? The answer to this was given by Sir Gregor Mendel, who was the father of genetics or the father of inheritance. So he selected the pea plant, whose scientific name is Pisum sativa. Why did he choose the pea plant? First, it was easy to cultivate. Second, it had a short life cycle due to which a large number of generations could be obtained. Third, it was a bisexual plant, so self pollination was much easier. And fourth, and the most important point, is that it had nearly 7 pairs of contrasting characteristics. So the 7 pairs of contrasting characteristics were seed shape, seed color, pod shape, pod color, flower position, and the height of the stem. So in seed shape he observed round and wrinkled seeds, seed color he observed yellow and green seeds, flower color he observed purple and white flowers. In pod shape he observed inflated and constricted pods, and in pod color he observed yellow and green colored pods, and the position of the flower he observed axial and terminal flowers, and in the stem height he observed tall and dwarf stem height. This huge number of contrasting characteristics made his experiment even more easier for him. That's all for part 1, guys. See you in part 2. If you have any doubts or you want to make any corrections, you can comment down below. Thank you.